Hi guys, welcome back, and welcome to another episode of Through the Glass Table. I'm Everett.
And I am Izzy.
And today we'll be reviewing two similar movies, Alien Covenant and Baywatch.
Ridley Scott is at it again with Aliens, but this time he's joined on the beach with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Josh Gad #2, and a bunch of women who don't really have speaking roles. All they do is run really, really slow on the beach. However, we're joining the Covenant crew for the very first time, who have to find the origins of where the flocka is coming, who's being hired by some, Indian woman. Shut the fuck up, that was really...
So Ismail, what did you think of Alien Covenant?
Overall, I enjoyed it, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up from Prometheus. I didn't like that movie when it came out. It was garbage. What exactly did you like about it?
The overall feeling of it felt like more like a Ridley Scott film than Prometheus did. Just the whole setup and everything. Prometheus just felt like, where is this going? No one knew anything really about it. And then just to throw the aliens in there was kind of like,
Felt more like an Alien movie than any of the Alien sequels besides Aliens have been. For me though, I didn't like it as much as you probably, because it just felt like a best of, like a hodgepodge of what makes Alien so great. And it was like they just put it together very quickly, and then it's just stuff happens. Like I didn't feel any consequences to the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, the characters, none of them resonated for me. Like I didn't really care about the lead character. What was her name? Daniels?
Watered down Brie Larson.
Watered down Brie Larson. I didn't really care about her. Billy Crudup, I didn't care about his character. They were all just sort of like
placement holders for the crew.
Yeah. And not only that, but on top of that, they were like doppelgangers of characters we've seen before in the Alien franchise.
So, watered down Brie Larson is supposed to be Ripley.
Yeah.
Right? I could see that the characters are a little empty.
Oh.
But it wasn't too much of a distraction, because for me, the central character isn't even watered down Brie Larson. It's, what's his name?
David.
I don't think we can talk about this movie without talking about it in depth. So spoilers at this time.
Now,
go away.
to this time code. You don't want to know what happens in a movie called Alien, where there's aliens.
What did you think about, where the fuck in time are we? Because this is supposed to be a prequel, right?
Yeah.
So
Ridley Scott explains it well, but I don't pay attention when he talks about it. I think it's like 40 or 50 years or something
before
like
the
that.
actual landing.
Before Alien.
Before Alien.
Before the Nostromos goes out and tries to mine a planet. So that's what we're...
So the main focus of this film is, of course, the ship, the Covenant, is looking for a home world to establish because of why? What's going on? It's not really explained, but I'm assuming Earth is dying. No offense to Ridley Scott. I think he does amazing films, but this is formulaic. Like, they're always landing on some fucking planet, and they walk for 2 hours.
That's what I was saying. That it's a hodgepodge of different, the best of aliens. Is that it is. It's like you get a ship where people are asleep, then they wake up. Then there's an evil robot, and then they go to the planet, and then they touch something, and then they get infected, and then it ends up with one person on the ship with the alien.
But what made the movie for me was actually the goal of David, or what drives David. This is why I said that David's the main character, because it sets it up very well. We open up with him and Waylon, right, talking about life and all this bullshit, and how he says, well, I'm going to be immortal, I'm never going to die, but you are because you're human. It's already establishing the relationship between David and humanity.
No.
And so David's curiosity to make something is what's fascinating here, because of how Michael Fassbender plays it. If Michael Fassbender didn't play it where he's kind of estranged from everybody else, I would not believe David. That make sense?
As far as direction, how did you think Ridley Scott did this time around?
Well, I liked more of the cinematography in here. Instead of when we talk about direction, what are we mostly talking about?
Well, just like the blocking of the actors, the shots, how you move the camera, all that stuff is all encompassed when I say.
Okay, so I think he did a very good job directing Michael Fassbender. I have no, like, just the way, because we're seeing Michael Fassbender create two characters at the same time,
Yeah.
Walter and David. So everything has to be at an extreme. So the way David walks is very precise. There's more of a rigidness to him that it's supposed to make him feel like this motherfucker's not human,
Yeah.
but he's trying to be human. And Walter is in his voice.
Yeah.
So that's how you could tell the two apart, and that's why you can tell the difference when the motherfuckers switch. It's like, who did not notice that coming?
Yeah. Well, what does that have to do with the direction?
I'm just saying.
It was kind of bland. Like, this is most bland. What was kind of embarrassing is that there are shots in here where they're like super Ridley Scott shots. But it seems like it would be like someone who's not Ridley Scott was trying to do a Ridley Scott shot, but this time it was Ridley Scott. So it was sort of like, it was like he was trying to imitate himself a little bit. And I thought some of that stuff didn't pan out well.
Like, what specifically are you talking about?
Just like the hallway shots, from Alien, where it's slowly going on the hallway. The shower scene I thought was kind of embarrassing, with the things waiting on the top. A lot of that stuff seemed like just purposely put in there to remind you of the first movie, and I didn't like that. The stuff that I did like though was like the shaky cam. Like, I thought that was I hate shaky cam, but I thought that was a really different way
of showing the universe.
Exactly.
You said you couldn't really tell any of like the color scheme or what they were trying to go for because it was such a dark atmosphere.
Yeah, a lot of it I thought was very ugly. Anything inside the ship was great, but everything outside, like on the planet, I hated. I didn't like it.
I don't remember because I saw it in a really nice theater the first time.
You say it looked better.
It looked way better. I just like the tonal difference between like the space between the objects and everything. You could tell it was so rich.
We could have just had a really dirty projector.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to talk about. So why don't we just go straight up into the fucking rating? Right. Okay?
I would give Alien Covenant a... What do we do?
We do out of 5. Jesus Christ.
It's been a long time. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's nothing special. It's not terrible. Even when Ridley Scott is at his worst, he's better than most. So I'll give it that. But it was just, I don't care about the characters. The actors were okay, but it was just like, I don't know. It's unnecessary. And I feel like these prequels are unnecessary anyway. So I think that's probably clouding my judgment. Well, what about you?
I don't agree with you. It's a 4 for me.
Really?
So I feel it's solid. I mean, I do have, certain things that I don't like. Like, again, I understand why they're doing this. See, why they're doing the prequel is because in Prometheus, most of the complaints was not enough alien. So this one is.
But then don't do Prometheus.
Whatever. But see, whatever. That's a different thing. But I think for what it is, it gave me exactly what I wanted.
Okay, I can.
And the acting, wasn't terrible, but like I said, Michael Fassbender made the movie for me. That's all I really care about. Now we get to talk about right now the most anticipated Paramount film called Baywatch, which stars who's in this film?
The Rock. It's like, I'll hesitate to call this a film. This was way less than a fucking film. This is a waste of my fucking time, and I want my money back, even though I.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, we're starting to get a lot of this kind of rehashing of old shit. I won't fucking put it past them to make a MASH fucking remaking bullshit.
Oh my god.
What?
With like fucking Brie Larson.
Who's a good Alan Alda? Who can play Alan Alda?
And it'll be somebody completely wrong.
For the film?
So it'll be like Jim Parsons or something. It'll be something completely wrong. All wrong.
What did you think about Baywatch?
Baywatch was fucking a waste of fucking time. I'm sick, and I thought I was getting better until we saw the fucking movie. I felt sicker when we got out. This is fucking garbage. This is garbage. I had nothing else to say about it.
Okay. First of all, I knew right off the bat that this probably wasn't going to be a really good film because they released it on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But they had sneaks Wednesday. So typically I don't trust movies that do that because they're just trying to profit on themselves. Except when it's some big blockbuster like Star Wars.
But not this. They're just trying to get the jump before they lose all their fucking money.
To Pirates of the Caribbean. But yeah, like my friend here has said, this movie was a piece of shit.
What comes to mind when we were watching this is 21 Jump Street.
Okay.
They're clearly trying to jump on that train. And a lot of people have tried to and they failed. So I guess really we can kind of talk about 21 Jump Street. What made that one work? And why this one didn't work?
I think they had strong comedic actors, at least, for that one.
And the writing was solid.
At least the writing. Well, the writing's terrible in that one too. Let's be real.
Well,
but the setups and payoffs were a lot better in the writing
and not so obvious. Right. And this one, it's like paint by numbers. It's fucking paint by numbers because there's even like I laughed.
My cousin Lou.
Yeah, I laughed when he fucking threw so he gets mad. It's the part where Zac Efron is supposed to lose it all and he throws the metal in the water and it was
supposed to be the lowest point.
Yeah, and I was like, I knew they were gonna do that. I fucking knew it. I don't know.
Hey, let's talk about the basics. Right. What did Mitch's character, which is played by The Rock Johnson, what did you feel about him? Because I felt like at least he was trying.
The Rock always fucking tries, and he's always even in the most terrible movies, he's okay. Like even in what's that movie? Doom.
I didn't watch that.
So he was okay in that. Yeah, he's okay. He's trying the best that he can. I think probably his character is the most likable out of all of them because I kind of didn't like a lot of them. But he's the one that I probably attached to the most when I was trying to get through that film.
If I have to kind of categorize the film, I would say it's more of like this buddy thing between The Rock and Zac Efron.
Except that they don't establish that very well. So then they have these moments where they connect with each other, but it was like, I don't even know if you like each other.
Okay. But Zac Efron's character is just a complete douche. Which is fine if you have him redeem himself in any type of way, which he tries to at the very end, right? He tries to. But it happens so late in the film that you feel like you feel nothing. And everyone else is, inconsequential. Like there's nothing gained.
The thing too with the Zac Efron and Rock relationship is that they don't ever have moments where they establish a connection with each other. So then it just looks like bullet points where it's like he meets him and then all of a sudden now he's like, well, I'm gonna prove to you who I am. And then all of a sudden, now it's like we're brothers, we kid it, and it's like none of it makes any fucking sense.
I think the reason why 21 Jump Street worked a lot better was because there was a clear end goal to what those two were trying to do. Like they had this kind of step by step, and then kind of these characters are supposed to either grow or fail, and then come to a realization, and then kind of meet the big showdown at the very end, right? This one, what the fuck is the story? It's not that she's making Flocka the villain. Is that now she's a real estate hunter trying to take up the parts because why?
Yeah.
So
it was a hat on top of a hat.
Yeah, there's no clear like there's one clear villain, yes. Yeah. But there's no clear reason why she's doing all this.
Or so okay, so like with 21 Jump Street, the villain was Rob Riggle or whatever his name was, right?
Rob Riggle.
Yeah, but that's not the true story because the true story was these two people who have grown apart, the journey of them getting back together.
Right.
So there's none of that in this.
Yeah.
These people don't know each other. The Rock just met Zac Efron, and by the time we watched the film, so it's like they have no pre-established connection, and then there's no goal for them to go to.
It's just there's no real skeleton that all they have tacked on is all the little scenes and everything between, but there's no real groundwork or foundation for the story. So you're just left in fucking jokes that run flat. You're just left with stupid little scenes about
dicks getting stuck in wood.
Yeah,
that's when I knew it was done.
All these little gags that they're just visual.
Yeah.
So why not just make it a shit face like that, a shit fit party film? I would have been accepted more of that because that would be like Mike and Dave need dates, but at least they had more heart in that story.
David Hasselhoff, they drive him out of the crypt.
He looking real bad. You know, he's looking real bad.
He's old though. That makes sense.
Okay.
David Hasselhoff's like 70. I think.
Okay, so he's supposed to kind of revamp The Rock, right? Because that was The Rock's mentor, apparently.
Yeah.
Mitch on Mitch, which I thought was stupid. Okay.
The one that broke me because it was like, wow, like they really trying. It was fucking Pamela Anderson.
But she had no fucking lines.
She didn't say a goddamn word.
All she did was just walk down the
She
screen.
looked like a fucking crypt creeper. I'm done with this.
Here's the thing, though. Why, like, if this is supposed to be a thing, why, like, Johnny Depp worked so well because you didn't know he was coming. And that was such a pleasant surprise.
These cameos are just another example to prove that they are trying to copy the 21 Jump Street formula.
But it didn't work because I would have been like, oh, that's funny. That's funny if it was fucking.
It wasn't integrated. Johnny Depp's cameo was integrated into the plot.
Yeah, and this one was just
was just like, here they are.
Oh, here, look, this is Baywatch. This is
Anderson?
from the TV show.
Yeah.
I'm horny now because she still looks good.
Just she didn't. I had nothing else to say. You score Baywatch 2017.
Okay. Out of what did we do? Out of 5? This shit was a 1.
I'm gonna have to go.
No, you can't go.
I can't go a 0.
You can do
because
half.
Finish yours.
It's a 1 because it made me laugh at some point.
I will give it a 1, only because I've seen worse movies where you couldn't understand what was going on, and this is how low everything is. At the very least, I could say I understood what rooms they were walking into, I understood what locations they were at, and the camera wasn't focused. So I'll give them a 1 for that. But everything else was a piece of shit.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for this doubleheader of Aliens and Baywatch, which is, I know, kind of a weird mashup. But do you have anything you want to say, Everett?
Check us out. Watch our reviews. We'll be posting a lot of stuff because we're alive.
Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Yes, please, thank you for supporting us. We're back.
Bye.